If there's one thing about me, it's that I will be taking a backpack. But today I think I found something that might change my mind. My whole goal with this channel is to make travel accessible for more people. And sometimes you either don't want to or can't carry a backpack with you. So today I'm here to share with you the best carry-on size suitcase on the market. This is my new best friend. Level 8 Cases sent me their carry-on luggage a couple weeks ago, and I've been testing it out, and I brought it on a winter trip with me. So I want to show you how I used it to pack for that trip and share what I thought about it. This is all coming from a Canadian, so you know I have the real tips on how to prepare for somewhere really cold. There are a number of reasons why you choose a suitcase over a backpack. For example, if you're going to be walking indoors mostly, like through airports or train stations, you might want to bring a suitcase rather than a backpack so that it's not weighing down your shoulders that whole time. Suitcases also fit really well in cars. If you're traveling with other people taking suitcases, they stack up really nicely in the trunk of a car. Lastly, the hard shell material of a suitcase is really great if you tend to overpack like we all do. You saw that Kristen and I really busted the zippers on our soft shell backpacks when we were in Europe. But if you have a hard shell suitcase, you don't need to worry about putting as much strain on the zippers. I'll get into some specifics of why do you see that? But why I specifically like this bag. For starters, this is their carry-on size suitcase. It's 20 inches, weighs 7.7 pounds, and can hold up to 40 liters. It's really important to choose a lightweight piece of luggage when you're traveling, especially if you're flying, because of the carry-on weight allowances. These vary based off of the airline, so definitely check with the carrier before you go. On the outside, this bag is hard-shelled and made of anti-scratch material, and the wheels turn 360 degrees, so you're never doing that awkward pull in the airport when your bag flips over. It's also got a built-in TSA approved lock, so you can make sure that all of your belongings are safe and secure. Without further ado, let's get into how I packed for this trip using this piece of luggage. Okay, let's crack open this suitcase. The first thing I love about this bag are the two compartments that are completely closed off by this mesh divider. That was something I hated about the backpacks we brought with us to Europe, because one side was mesh covered, but the other side was just open. And I really felt like every time we were going into our bags, we were letting stuff fly all over the place. So because both compartments are concealed and compressed, it makes it really easy to get in and out. I'm going to go in a direction I don't usually go and start with the non-clothes, which I packed on the left side of the suitcase. The left side of the suitcase also has two exterior compartments, which I love. It's hard to find suitcases that have storage compartments in them, so I really appreciate this addition. I usually like using packing cubes, but I know some people don't, so I want to show you how I packed this bag using nothing. That's a lie, I used a couple packing cubes. In this first exterior pocket, I have all of the cables that I'm going to be needing. So for cables on this trip, I brought my phone charger, my AirPods, which use my phone charger to charge, and a pair of wired headphones. I don't usually bring these with me when I travel, but I've been in situations more recently where I have really been needing wired headphones. So I've started bringing these with me, as well as the Lightning to aux adapter. This suitcase is so roomy that you don't need to be super specific about how you pack things, and because of that mesh compartment I keep talking about, you're able to lock everything away so it's nice and secure. So let's dive into the bigger pouch. This is everything I packed. There are a few essentials that you're going to need to bring with you when you're going on a winter vacation. The first is hand warmers. These are reusable hand warmers because the disposable ones are so bad for the environment. I got these for Christmas. I'll link them down below. Next is a collapsible backpack. You've heard me rave about this before. I love collapsible backpacks to bring with you on your day trips, and this is definitely something you will need because when you're going somewhere cold and you're doing things like hiking or skiing, you'll have a lunch with you, and you'll also really want to bring layers. Part of living somewhere cold means we're constantly in a cycle of sweating and cold and sweating and cold. Layers will be your best friend. Next is a water bottle. This water bottle is from Lululemon from the Canadian Olympic Team collection. I love it so much. And the best part is that since this bag is so spacious, this full-size aluminum water bottle fits right inside the suitcase. Next, we have a book. You can also bring your Kindle, but right now I've been reading the paper copy of Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn. To stay warm, you're going to want to bring a toque, a buff, and mitts. These are the mittens I got from Norway. If you saw that Norway vlog, they are so warm. You'll also need a buff to protect your neck, and you can pull it up over your nose in case it's really cold. And then also a cute hat. I like bringing cute hats and mitts because they're really the only accessories people see when you're wearing your big jacket. Also, a tip from a Canadian, mittens are warmer than gloves. If your fingers can stay together, they keep your hands so much warmer than having them separated. So definitely opt for mittens if you can deal with the loss of the use of your fingers. People tend to forget this. Just because it's cold doesn't mean it's not sunny. And especially in Canada, where it tends to be really sunny and the snow reflects the light, you're gonna want a pair of sunglasses. Make sure you pack your sunglasses in some kind of travel container like this one from Ray-Bans, because they will get scratched up in your bag unless you're planning on wearing them on your head. Now, toiletries. I've spoken about my toiletry kit before. I ordered this from Amazon. I will also link it down below. This toiletry kit may look pretty big to you, but this is the kit that I'm planning to bring with me when we travel full time, and it carries all of my makeup and my toiletries. This kit has 3 compartments. Up top is where I keep all of my hair accessories. I bring at least 1 scrunchie, 2 hair ties, and a couple bobby pins. In the middle compartment is where I keep all of my makeup. This holds everything that I will be bringing with me. And in the bottom compartment are my toiletries. That includes my deodorant, my facial moisturizer, my SPF, my toothbrush, my toothpaste, my makeup remover, and my cotton pads. Another pro tip from a Canadian, if it's cold, it's most likely really dry. You are going to want to bring a good hand cream with you, like this one from L'Occitane. Even though I'm Canadian, it doesn't mean I can pronounce French words with a perfect accent. So I'm sorry to all the L'Occitane fans. Another thing that I feel like gets overlooked is nail care. This is something that's super important to me. And another tip from someone who spends most of the year wearing gloves, you're not going to want your nails to be chipped if you're putting your gloves on and off, because they catch and they feel disgusting. So definitely bring with you nail clippers and a nail file. You don't need to keep them in a bulky case like this, but this case holds my nail clippers, my nail file, and the tool that I use to push back my cuticles. I take my nail care very seriously, but you can totally throw these in with your toiletry kit as well. In today's climate, do not forget the hand sanitizer. This is something that if you're flying, you should buy it over there because it's going to take up room in your liquids bag. But definitely make sure you're keeping yourself healthy, because there is nothing worse than being sick when you're traveling. The last 2 items before we move on to clothes, do not forget your dirty laundry bag. I find this makes all of the difference when staying organized when traveling, because if you want to keep your clean clothes separate from your dirty clothes, if you don't have a dirty laundry bag, you're just throwing them into anywhere in your bag and it makes it super messy. So definitely bring with you a dirty laundry bag for some of these smaller items, and it'll keep you really organized. And lastly, this is more of a luxury item, but it's something I love bringing with me when I'm traveling, especially when I'm going with friends. My Nintendo Switch. This is really easy to hook up to the TV when you get there, and if you bring extra controllers, you can play with all of your friends at nighttime. If you're going to bring your Switch, bring it in its case like this. And in here I have the adapters for the controllers, extra controllers, the Switch and the 2 controllers, and all of the games. Now that we've gone over all of the non-clothing items, let's flip the bag around and talk about the clothes. This side of the bag doesn't have any external pockets, so everything that's in here is clothing related. The first thing sitting right on top, if you've been following my channel, you know that your clothes smell disgusting in a suitcase, especially if you're going for a long time. My mom picked this up for me when we were in France. It's just a bag of lavender. It smells so good and it keeps your clothes smelling fresh. So this is an essential for me. Another hack that I've spoken of before is putting dryer sheets or laundry sheets in your suitcase in a Ziploc bag, because those help keep your clothes smelling fresh as well. So when you're packing for a winter destination, you're really packing for 2 occasions: outdoor sport related activities and going outside and looking presentable to the public. So to show you what I mean, this is the first outfit that I would bring. If you've watched my other packing videos, you know to wear your bulkiest outfit on the plane. So I would for sure opt for a pair of jeans, preferably non-ripped jeans, and a cute sweater. This is just a turtleneck. I got it in the States. This is what I mean by an outfit that you can wear outside to a restaurant. You're going to want to be warm, but you don't necessarily need to be bundled up for extreme temperatures. Another tip for packing is that hoodies, while they're warm, take up so much space because of the hood. So I would always suggest opting for a crew neck like this one. This is my favorite crew neck. I got it for Christmas. It has pictures of all of the dogs I know. These are my 2 and these are Carson's 2. Crew neck doubles as something you can layer and will be really warm outside, and also something you can sleep in, and it's not going to annoy you because it doesn't have a hood. You should also bring another lighter weight sweater to layer. This is just a wool long sleeve shirt from the ski resort that we were visiting. And I love wearing this. I ski in it. It's really warm, but it's a nice middle ground between the crew neck and between a merino. Speaking of merino, the next thing to bring is a merino base layer. If you're going somewhere cold and you're doing outdoor activities like hiking, snowshoeing, skiing, you're going to want to bring base layers. This merino wool one is my favorite. I've had it for so long. They really last you a lifetime, and they're a great investment if you take care of them. For the bottoms, you're going to want to bring a pair of leggings. These are just regular Lululemon leggings, which you can layer under sweatpants if it's really cold. If you're wearing snow pants, I find that wearing just leggings can sometimes be enough, but having lightweight but warm sweatpants is a really great option for the cold, and you can also sleep in them. Ditch the pajamas when you're traveling and bring clothing items where their purpose doubles. So for example, the crew neck and the sweatpants you can wear outside, but you can also sleep with them, and then you're saving that space. In addition to this sweater, the crew neck, and the long sleeve shirt that I showed you, you're going to want at least one more sweater. I packed a couple options in here. The first is this sweater I got from Garage. It's warm and it serves the exact same purpose as this. It's warm enough that you can wear it out, but it's not really fit for adventure activities. This is lounging around in the cabin or going out on the town if it's cold. Alternatively, you can also bring a more lightweight but warm sweater. I love this turtleneck for that purpose. It's warm, but it's not too warm. And lastly, I always recommend bringing a cardigan for layering purposes. This one is made of a soft wool material, so it's extra warm. And to wear underneath that, I recommend bringing the last piece of layering items, which is just a tank top. A tank top is really beneficial to sleep in if you sleep warm, but you can also layer it under all of these pieces of clothing depending on the temperature. Okay, here's where the 2 packing cubes that I lied about using come in. The first is for my bathing suit. I'd always recommend bringing a bathing suit with you when you go to a cold destination, because almost all of the accommodations will have hot tubs, and also if you can, I'd recommend hitting a natural hot springs. We have them all over the place here in Canada. I like packing my bathing suits in packing cubes because if they're slightly wet, then it keeps all of the rest of the clothes dry. And lastly, a packing cube for all your delicate clothing, like your socks, underwear, and bras. For a cold climate, bring whatever socks you're comfortable with, but make them long so they protect your ankles. If you're doing any sort of outdoor sport like hiking or skiing, bring at least one pair of warm fuzzy socks. This will keep your feet extra warm outside, and they'll also be really nice to wear when you're inside the cabin so your feet don't get cold. For external wear, you're going to want to keep it really warm and waterproof. You're going to want to bring a good pair of winter boots. These are my Timberlands. All of us wear our Tims up here, so I definitely recommend opting for a pair that looks similar to this that you will wear on the plane, because they are very heavy. They're durable and they're relatively water resistant, so they are great for hiking. When you're traveling to a cold climate, I'd recommend opting for only one pair of shoes. You really don't need anything else because you're not going to be wearing sandals or running shoes if there's snow on the ground. Lastly, you're going to need a jacket and snow pants. This is the jacket that I wear in the winter. You're going to want to wear it with you on the plane. And there you have it. That is how I would pack a carry-on suitcase for traveling to a winter destination. It's really important to layer when you're going somewhere cold. So bring options like I showed you that you can take on and off. That will really be your best friend when staying warm. And my final piece of advice is to take care of your skin. If you're not from a cold destination and you're coming somewhere where it is cold, it tends to be really dry, and even if it's a wet cold, it's still really harmful for your skin. Don't forget to be putting on your SPF even in the winter time, and make sure you stay moisturized. Thank you so much to Level 8 for sending me this piece of luggage. I really love it, and I know you will too, so I will link them down in the description if you want to check them out. Just a few housekeeping pieces for the end of the video. Carson and I are leaving for Tokyo on June 21st for full-time travel, where we will be then heading to Southeast Asia and moving to New Zealand. So if you want to stick around and see us prep for this process, definitely subscribe and stay tuned for upcoming videos. We will be going through the whole process, getting vaccinated, getting our visas, and buying new clothes and necessities for our carry-on backpacks that we will be living out of every day for the next year and a half to foreseeable future. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!